All right, fifth graders, let's talk about our memoir, which is going to be called The Stay at Home Order of 2020. So, right now, you are living through a historical moment. Writing about it will help you remember this time in your life and maybe share your experience with others. You are the primary source. We talked a lot about primary sources in the first couple weeks of our stay at home order, but as a review, a primary source is an eyewitness account of an event, a first hand original source. You are currently experiencing something that will go down in history books. Over the next couple of weeks, you will be documenting your own personal resilience. You will be creating your own book called My Memoir, Stay at Home Order of 2020. You will be writing one chapter a week using the assigned chapter titles and prompts. You will be learning different ways to make our writing stronger throughout the process. So let's take a look at this week's questions for chapter 1. So this week's questions you guys are going to answer in chapter 1, which is going to be focused on when you first heard about the coronavirus. So I noticed a lot of people in your writing yesterday, you guys were writing about how you're feeling now. But I want chapter 1 to focus on when you first heard about it. This might be tough to go back to that, but try your best. Some prompts you can use. When did you hear about the first hear about the coronavirus? What was your reaction when you first heard about it? Did anything change in your daily routine after first hearing about it? What did your parents, your teachers, friends say about the coronavirus? Chapter 2 is going to focus on what you're doing at home after school being canceled. So don't go into that just yet. Focus on when you very first heard about the virus. All right, let's go back to our presentation. So, oops, wait, we're going to go to this one. Okay. All right. So, yesterday you guys started your rough draft of chapter 1. Today we're going to talk about making our writing stronger. So, feelings and drafting the heart of our story. So, this organizer is used to develop the heart of the story. First, you will find the part of your story that you feel is the heart. Then you will draw that part of your story in the heart on the organizer to really focus on the details. Then look at the options to add description to the heart from the box and add language on the right side of the organizer, the right side of this heart right here, to play around with, okay? The ones that you like the best will be added to your story. So let's practice a little bit. This is a close-up of the organizer. So you want to ask yourselves some of these questions as you now that you've written your rough draft of chapter 1. So what is the most important part of your first chapter? What do you really want your readers to zoom in on? And what parts shows your feelings or motivation? So we're going to practice this together with an example from me. So let's say I'm going to write up my first chapter, and I'm going to make it a little shorter than yours probably is, just for the sake of time. So chapter 1. So this is when I first heard about the coronavirus. Remember, I am not focusing on how I'm feeling right now. This is strictly when I first heard about it. And I've already seen a lot of you guys write some things similar to how I felt about it. Let's get started. So when I first heard about the coronavirus, I heard about it through jokes. I heard a lot of you guys have similar stories. I was actually very sick and not sure what was wrong. A number of people made jokes saying that I had the coronavirus. Luckily, I did not. At the time, I had no clue what it was or what it would become. Okay, so my main focus right now is that there were a lot of jokes out there. a lot of memes and Saturday Night Live and late night comedies were making kind of jokes about, washing our hands too much or staying away from people. So everyone was kind of light about it at first. And that's what I want to focus on for my chapter 1. Okay. So like I said, your chapter is going to be much longer than this. I'm doing slowing down for the sake of time. But what is the most important part of this story? So the heart of this story right now, or the heart of my chapter, is that there were jokes about coronavirus. Okay, that was how I learned about this. So now I want to think, what do I want my readers to zoom in on? I want them to zoom in on the fact that this started as a surprise to everyone, right? So we want to talk about our feelings and emotions, and in that way, we can use the 5 senses. Okay, see, touch, smell. You guys know. Dialogue, so conversations between people. Descriptive words, internal thoughts, and feelings and emotions. Okay, so I'm going to write some of those on the side of my heart. So maybe some dialogue could be a conversation that I had. One day, I went to go exercise at the gym and felt very sick. Actually, it was my father. My dad was there to work out too, and he said, "Do you have the coronavirus?" Myself and another person at the gym laughed it off. Okay, right there I have some dialogue, gives more detail about what happened. Another thing I can draw on is maybe feelings and emotions. At the time, I laughed at and enjoyed reading. I hate admitting that now, but it's true. I laughed at and enjoyed reading memes and jokes people were making. Even in class, we had heard some of us making jokes about the coronavirus. We had no clue what was going to come about. And that is okay, guys. That is okay. It's okay to admit this. So here, I did 2 examples off to the side of my graphic organizer. I did dialogue and I did feelings and emotions. Go ahead and choose at least 2 today to work on for your story. So what you want to do first is go back to your chapter, read it over, think about what the heart of your chapter is, and then pick 2 of these from this box to write off to the side. All right, guys, good luck. See me at 1:30 if you have any questions.